Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Prime Minister Andrej Plenkovic is attending the 48th Davos World Economic Forum. On the fringes, the Prime Minister met with his Dutch, Greek, and Israeli counterparts. The event is also an opportunity to establish contact with major multinational corporations, many of which have expressed an interest in investing in Croatia.
I am pleased by their interest in Croatia. Tomorrow we will meet with the President of the European Investment Bank, Mr. Hoye, so that we can continue work on numerous projects that should be beneficial for us, especially in terms of regional development and making better use of EU funds.
On the second day of her three-day visit to Krapina-Zagorje County, President Kolinda GrabarKitarovic met with local business leaders in Hum na Sutli. The president called for future reforms to be directed at stimulating new investment, job creation, and wage growth. She also applauded Prime Minister Plenkovic's announced plans to revise the distraint law, as currently more than 320,000 citizens have blocked accounts.
If you multiply this with the number of people per family, then the number of people affected is much greater. The fact is that people are leaving Croatia. They're leaving for some other countries where they can open new accounts and begin a new life. I'm pleased that macroeconomic and other indicators are good. I'm pleased that we're moving in the right direction, that we're moving towards development. I absolutely applaud this. However, I'm also pointing out that we still have problems and that we need to fix them.
The first reading of proposed amendments to the Defense Act was held in Parliament today. The changes should more clearly define the rights and obligation of reserve forces. Last year, 6 reserve regiments were formed, with another 6 scheduled for this year. The amendments also foresee mandatory reserve service. However, opposition parties, the SDP and GLAS, oppose the move.
In what is, for the time being, a very discreet way, the foundations are being prepared for reintroducing mandatory military service.
On the basis of what are you interpreting mandatory military service here, when there isn't any mandatory military service? This Parliament hasn't adopted anything of the kind.
The parliamentary majority presented its proposed amendments to the rules and procedures of Parliament to the Committee on the Constitution today. The amendments are designed to make Parliament more efficient. One of the changes is to introduce a question hour 11 times per year, replacing the current question period, which is held 4 times per year but usually lasts all day.
That we not have question period but rather question hour, which will be held every month the Parliament is working, meaning 11 times per year. During that hour, 15 questions could be put to the government. The first problem is the limiting of time. Based on this proposal, the question hour, regardless of the fact that it will be held 11 times per year and not the current 4 times per year, will last all told a little bit less than 500 minutes.
The Most Party has requested of the Constitutional Court that it establish the constitutionality of the law on local and regional self-government, which was adopted in December. Most officials say they want to topple what they claim is an illogical law. The court now has 30 days to respond to the request.
Only a few municipal heads, mayors, and county prefects viewed this law as a Christmas gift from the government. For us, this is merely a continuation of creating untouchable and irresponsible heads of executive bodies. If there is no possibility of being sanctioned, then there is no possibility of responsible action on the part of these local leaders.
A contract for the drafting of a road development master plan was signed in Sisak today. Valued at slightly less than €1 million, 85% of which was covered by EU funding, the deal will allow for the preparing of documents needed for the development of Sisak-Moslivina County's road infrastructure. Transportation Minister Oleg Butkovic was asked to comment on complaints filed against the tender for selecting a contractor for the construction of the Pelješac Bridge.
There is no need to create this state of hypnosis. We should be happy that we have secured funding and that we conducted a transparent tender. Now we're in the final stage, so let's wait for the decision of the State Commission. We'll see what their decision is, and insomuch as it is what we are hoping for, then the contract will be signed and the works on the bridge will begin.
And taking a quick look at sports, Marin Cilic is through to the final of the first Grand Slam of the season, the Australian Open. Cilic beat Kyle Edmund of Britain 6-2, 7-6, 6-2 in the semi-final today. In Sunday's final, he will play the winner of the Federer-Chung match to be played tomorrow. This is Cilic's third career Grand Slam final, having won the U.S. Open in 2014 and lost in the Wimbledon final in 2017. Regardless of the outcome of Sunday's final, Cilic will achieve a career-high ranking of third on Monday.
This was fantastic. It was simple and easy. Marin handled this calmly. Edmund is a great player, but he wasn't at Marin's level today. Marin showed all of his talents, and all of the effort he has put into tennis his entire life paid off today. Today, he truly proved that he is a premier player.
Meanwhile, Croatia's handball team fell short of the semi-finals of the European Handball Championships after losing to France 30-27 in Zagreb last night. And now the forecast for tomorrow. Morning fog in the interior and on the northern Adriatic will give way to partly sunny skies with some passing cloud cover. There is a chance of some isolated showers in Gorski Kotar and on the northern Adriatic. The east and south of the country will see the most sun. There will be a mild to moderate southeasterly on the coast, reaching strong gusts on the open seas. Morning lows of 0 to 5 degrees Celsius inland, slightly cooler in the east, and 5 to 10 degrees on the coast, will give way to highs of 9 to 14 degrees, cooler in mountainous regions. The three-day forecast for the interior calls for predominantly dry and unseasonably warm weather. There is a slight chance of some showers in mountainous regions on Saturday. Sunday will see some fog and low-lying cloud cover. On the coast, there is a chance of some light rain on the northern Adriatic on Saturday. Otherwise, the coast will see partly to predominantly sunny skies. There is a chance of some fog. Southeasterly winds will die down on Saturday and shift to a northwesterly and northeasterly on Sunday. And that wraps up the news. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night.